In my ongoing quest to discover the textbook preferences of LMU students, I found myself headed toward the library, where I interviewed Ryan Lippert, a junior sociology major. He had quite a bit to say when it came to discussing the pros and cons of both e-textbooks and regular print ones.
Do you own an e-reader device, which would include iPad, Kindle, or Nook?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Because I don't have the money for one, and any money I currently have is being saved for other things.
What would you say are some advantages of digital textbooks?
I would say some of the advantages are, I've heard some of them are less expensive, and I'd say a big advantage for me is because I like to read a lot of possibly controversial books or books that could get people's attention. I would kind of rather have an e-reader for that, simply so I could just read them on the bus or on a park bench somewhere and not be bothered by people who try to figure out what I'm reading or try to criticize me for reading whatever I feel like reading at the moment.
What would you say are some advantages of print?
One of the advantages of print, I feel, is it's easier to mark in the margins or highlight or whatever, because you don't have to find the whatever button is on the menu in the e-reader to do that. You just need to have a highlighter and a pen or pencil.
What would you say are some disadvantages of digital textbooks?
Well, again, one disadvantage is that they're probably, marking in them is probably less straightforward than it is for just a printed book. And if you lose the e-reader, you could potentially lose all of your books, or if you lose your login information, you could lose a lot of important books. So I feel like that's another disadvantage.
Do you think print has any disadvantages?
I think printed books take up a lot of space, and you can only have so many of them, whereas for an e-reader, as long as you have memory on the e-reader, you can have as many books as the e-reader can carry.